Welcome to this first session of the Grant Application online tutorial. Congratulations on getting through to stage 2 of Severe Mekong's small grant program. I'm Alex of Severe Mekong and I'll be taking you through this session. In each part of the tutorial, we'll break down each section of the application, explaining what is needed to be entered, as well as give you examples to help you through the process. If, however, you have any questions that are not covered by the tutorial, please email us at grants@servicesupport.net. In this first session, I'll take you through the grant application instructions. The first initial paragraphs congratulate you on getting through to this stage of the process and outlines the templates included in the grant application pack that you will need to use to complete your application. Later in the tutorial, we'll expand and explain what each part of the application is. Section 1. Submission information. In this section, you're instructed on some of the broad requirements for the applications, namely, applications must be submitted in English, applications must not exceed page length requirements. In each template, you'll be given an indication of what that is. Once completed, applications must be submitted to grants@severesupport.net with the subject reference of RFA MEK001. Applications must be submitted by 5 p.m. Bangkok time on December 23, 2016. This is crucial, as late or unresponsive applications will not be considered. For general questions you have while completing the sections of the application, please email grants@severesupport.net. Only questions submitted to this email address will be addressed. If you have any technical difficulties during submission, please call Sheena Agarwal, the Knowledge Management Lead here at Severe Mekong, on +66 2298 0681, followed by the extension 502, and she will assist you. Next in the instructions, we have given you a checklist for what needs to be included in the attachments of your submission email. These attachments are the completed and signed application form. You can find this in Annex A, CVs for project personnel. These CVs must follow the template provided in Annex B. The completed grant budget spreadsheet. The template for this is in Annex C. A complete implementation plan. The template for this is in Annex D. Completed applicant self-assessment form. The template for this is in Annex E. Incorporation papers or certification of registration. Your organizational chart, but only if this is available. A copy of your organization's most recent audit. If there hasn't been a recent audit, then submit a balance sheet and revenue expense statement for the prior fiscal year. Signed certifications. USA regulations mandate certifications that organizations must sign prior to a grant award. Please print and sign certifications found in Annex G and return a scanned copy with your application. The certifications must be signed by the applicant's authorized representative. If at any stage you have any questions concerning the application, please email Dear Melani, who is the grants manager, via email to grants@servicesupport.net. Questions will be accepted throughout the application process. We will assist you in understanding the application process and can provide coaching in application development if you request it. Section 2. Application Merit Review Criteria. In Section 2, we have provided you with the criteria for how we will review your application. These merit review criteria will be what your application will be scored on by the review team, so it is crucial that you review and understand this so you know which parts are given more weight. Part 1 of the merit review criteria assesses the technical approach of your application. There are 4 sections in this part. Criteria 1A, problem statement, will score on whether the issues or problems addressed in your application are clearly outlined, as well as whether you have provided background and justification for your research, including citing appropriate references. This section is worth 10 points. Criterion 1B, innovation, will judge the overall uniqueness of the activity area in terms of model, approach, and/or scientific products used, as well as such innovations being clearly stated and defined. This section is worth 5 points. Criterion 1C, methodology, relates to how you plan to carry out the research and activities related to your proposed grant idea. The hypothesis or research question as well as the objectives of the research, need to be clearly stated. If there are specific geospatial tools or data required to deliver objectives, they need to be listed and described. The methodology also must clearly address the said hypothesis research questions, as well as lay out a practical approach to addressing them. The outputs of the activity must be realistic and align with overall objectives. This section is worth 15 points. Criterion 1D, stakeholder engagement, relates to how your research will impact the decision-making context for the Lower Mekong region. This must be clearly stated. Also, beneficiaries, partners, stakeholders that you expect to engage through your research should be detailed. Also explain why they'll be involved in the process. An engagement activity or dissemination plan will assist in scoring higher in this criterion. This section is worth 10 points. Criterion 2, implementation plan, relates to Annex D, as well as relevant sections in the grant application form. The implementation plan should have clear tasks, timelines, and deliverables that help achieve research goals and objectives. The work must be reasonable for the duration and budget. This section is worth 20 points. There is another session in this tutorial that will walk through this annex in detail. Part 3 focuses on your organization's programmatic capacity to deliver the grant and has 2 sections. Criterion 3A will focus on your previous or ongoing experience implementing similar activities. This examines the team's references and experiences, which is a critical factor in assessing the capacity of the organization to implement the activity. This will focus on Section 3, Experience and Capacity, of the application form. This section is worth 5 points. Criterion 3B will score whether your organization and staff have the management and financial capacity to undertake and accomplish the proposed activities. The application should demonstrate the organization's effectiveness in terms of internal structure, key personnel, and technical capacity. In addition, the organization must demonstrate adequate financial management capability. This will focus on the information provided in Annex E, self-assessment form. This section is worth 10 points. There is another session in this tutorial that will walk through this annex in detail. Criterion 4, Cost Effectiveness, will focus on Annex C, the grant budget form. This will score the degree to which the budgeting is clear and reasonable and reflects the best use of organizational and grant resources. The costs should be explained clearly in the budget notes. The deliverables from the implementation plan should match the budget inputs. This section is worth 20 points. There will be a separate section in this tutorial that will walk you through this annex in detail. The final criterion, Criterion 5, is gender awareness. This will score the extent to which the proposed activity includes a gender component or represents a strong commitment to women as participants or beneficiaries. This section is worth 5 points. Section 3 highlights the annexes that we have discussed in this tutorial. We will walk you through each of these annexes to help you understand how they should be completed. The next session will unpack Annex A, the grant application form.